Well, I'm not going to say that I saw this one coming, but holy crap, guys! What a pretty good episode we had tonight with The Walking Dead. A little unexpected, did not expect to see what we saw, but we're going to be talking spoilers here, as most of you already know who watch the show. So here we go. We're talking season 10, episode 12, called Walk With Us. And so, wow, I mean, I knew Negan was infiltrating. I mean, I had no doubts that he was trying to do that because I didn't feel that he was going to actually betray Judith and even Lydia too, even the bond that they had. There was no way he was going to give her up to her mother like that. And I think at that certain point, because I'm just getting straight into it, let's talk that Negan and Alpha scene. When basically he was trying to probe for more information from her. I don't think Negan really wanted to kill Alpha. I mean, sure, she's seditious and nasty, but I don't think he truly wanted to do it. It's if he had to do it. And I think that's why he broke down telling his story. I think he almost felt bad that he was going to have to take Lydia's mom from her in a way, because he was not going to allow Alpha to kill Lydia. There's no way. And once Negan pretty much had what he needed to have in information, knowing that Alpha was going to go the full step and there's no turning back, he was done. And I thought that was a great way that they were kind of playing with us, with Lydia freaking out and trying to do herself, because it was kind of keeping us on the edge, for those when we weren't fully sure what she was going to do. And but I told my wife, I was like, I bet you she's not even in there. And the door opens, and that confused look as she turns around, and it was almost enough time we were kind of like, is something gonna happen? And then it just slices, almost like Rick did to Negan's, whatever, a couple seasons back, and this and that. So what a pretty cool scene. So the end of Alpha, how about that? But you know what? Some may think that, he did what he was supposed to do. He quelled the storm, and now there's no more threat. I beg to differ. Beta is a loose cannon. He's like that second command henchman that is just a nut job, but he stays in order because of the leader. He or she never goes, fully psycho or across the line. This dude is gonna go ballistic. I don't even know what this man is capable of, but we've seen certain things, him sneaking into Alexandria, killing mercilessly. How about killing Gamma? Oh my gosh. Walking Dead always has those little telltale signs, and when she was trying to lead the walkers away from Adam, and I'm trying to think who else was there, Kelly, and oh God, is it Will? I forget his name. Either way, it doesn't matter. When she was trying to lead him away, and she took out some of the walkers, and then she had kind of looked up to the sky, I was like, no, don't do that. And she turned around and that knife went straight into her, and she was trying to fight him back a little bit, I guess showing that she's never willing to give in, and he said, walk with us, and then he slices just upward. I was like, oh God, that's a done deal. As if the knife to the stomach wasn't a done deal when he ripped into her like that. And seeing her turn, it's a kind of a guilty pleasure when we get to see some of our survivors and heroes, if you will, actually turn on screen. And oh boy, it's just something about it. It's so eerie and creepy, and just that lifelessness as they get back up. Anyways, I'd love to know what you guys thought about it. Maybe she got a little bit of redemption, and I think she knew the end was probably going to come for her anyways, but I don't think she knew it was going to go like that. But so Gamma is gone, and luckily she was shot in the head with an arrow by her friends, kind of friends, I guess, and put her down, so that way she doesn't have to be on screen anymore, I suppose. And then, Beta ran off. So, what a scene. What a couple of big deaths. And while we're talking deaths, poor Earl, the blacksmith. And he led those kids, to safety. And I want to talk about this a little bit too. Although I thought this episode was really, really great and had some really awesome things happening, I feel there were some shortfalls, some shortcomings throughout. And I want to talk about that briefly after we talk Earl. So yeah, Earl, I thought that was really cool. When she was in there talking to those kids, I was like, man, Earl's not looking good. And especially when he went back into the other room where there was more light, I was like, oh my God, he's been bitten, and of course they made this very clear and evident to us, and his little contraption of trying to take himself out, which is very noble, and Lord knows he doesn't want to do it, but he's willing to do it. I think he should have told Judith, but they're all just kids, How do you tell a kid she was coming in and watch it, or go check on you? Super tough, and the fact that it didn't work, that's even more, that his contraption didn't quite work. And I was really about to send the whole episode for a moment, because when he slammed it down, it sounded forceful, like maybe into the eye area or something like that. And then we see it, and his head is to the side of the stake. I'm like, well, how the hell did that happen? So all I'm guessing is that when he went down, he must have nailed part of his skull, kind of, I guess, deflected, maybe knocked him unconscious. Maybe it was just that last moments, and that was it. He was done. He was dead anyways. And then he just kind of slumped over onto the table because obviously he came back to life and then attacked Judith. So poor Judith had to put Earl down. You know, obviously that is going to leave a scar on her. And this is only the beginning of many scars I feel Judith is going to have to face. And hopefully it doesn't turn her into a bitter and cold woman survivor. Which, I mean, how do you do that? How do you grow up in the apocalypse? Not, you know, you lose your innocence. How do you hold on to that innocence? And I don't think it's possible. She's been trying so hard. And Michonne and trying to protect her, but no, Michonne's not there, and Hilltop's destroyed pretty much. The house was ablaze, all the gates are torn down, and this and that, and that's why I want to get to a few of these little shortcomings I was talking about. So one, let's just back it up just a smidgen. Ezekiel. So what happened to the whole pact? Like, hey, if I don't get the kids out, make sure you do. Now again, a beautiful send off to Earl and this and that. You know, the blacksmith, you know, thumbs up. But what about Ezekiel? Just kind of like. Just coming to right when Daryl and Jerry were coming around the corner, and then he's like, the kids, he goes, Earl has them, and I'm like, wait, what? Well, you just randomly woke up and then suddenly we're off. It's like, it just seemed like that afterthought scene. I think they missed a great opportunity with Ezekiel, you know, basically being heroic and sacrificing himself to save the children or save whatever, the people to get out. I think it was a big missed opportunity. I thought it was a lame scene. I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, especially when they were just talking about, there's like the king. He's one of the bravest men I know, and it's like he's so brave that he was passed out underneath a piece of a couple pieces of sheet metal. And again, it's possible it could have fallen on him, knocked unconscious. That's fine. It just felt very, very weird. Furthermore, also on the weirdness, Yumiko and Magna, their conversation and / breakup. So we see Magna in the horde, which I'm like, is she hallucinating? You know, when the horde was finally moving in and things were getting crazy, Yumiko saw her, and I guess she had enough nastiness on her to kind of blend in with the dead. I'm almost calling bullshit on this one. It just seems far-fetched. I mean, what we've seen in the past, everything from episode, 1 or 2, or not 1, but when we saw Glenn and Rick walking with all the guts on them, and then now we have the Whispers, but all they have on are masks. I mean, they're out in the wild, so maybe that disguises. They stink so bad, maybe that disguises their smell. I don't know. I'd really like clarification on that one. I'd like to know more. But their breakup, and while that's going on, Carol she's like, I'm listening, but I'm not listening, and then Yumiko calls her out, punches her in the face, which, by the way, Carol fully deserved. I don't doubt that at all. And then they go back over, and then, you know, Magna's like, I've given it a lot of thought or whatever. And then suddenly the two are laughing. I'm like, man, this is one of the most jacked up breakups I think I've ever seen, ever. You know, and maybe they knew it was coming anyways, but again, it just felt weird. You know, the scene felt off. I can't explain it any more than that. And then, not a shortcoming per se, but it was very interesting, the very, very last scene of the episode, where Carol is talking to Negan. Well, she doesn't know, we don't see it's Negan just yet, but a head is rolled, a bloodied head, and then we see it's Alpha still alive, undead, whatever, and then she looks and goes, well, took you long enough, and Steph and I were kind of like, huh? Okay, so what does this mean? And does it mean that Negan actually confided in Carol to let her know that, hey, I'm gonna get captured, infiltrate, and kill this biatch for you, or what? But because I'm trying to understand what's the point. Why did Carol then do the stupid moves she did? Because that didn't help Negan get captured anymore. Negan was already captured. He was already doing his thing. So why would Carol go and do all those other stupid things to risk all of her friends, almost kill 2 of them? In fact, we still don't even know where Connie is. They got separated. I hope she's not dead. And then furthermore, now she's an outcast to most of the group. I mean, she's trying to get her way back in, but who knows if that'll even happen. So I'm like, what's the point of this? You know, does that make any sense? I would love, if you guys have any thoughts on it, you made it this far into the video, thank you so much, and thank you for watching. I would love to know what you think about this, because I'm twirling on this one. I have no idea, but it was pretty good overall. Again, a few mishap scenes that I could have been stronger to make this episode a blowout. I mean, it could have been like a easy 9.95, but because of those weak scenes and just not keeping that true, you know, that intensity, momentum, I think I have to dock it a little bit. So I'm gonna bring it down to about an 8. I thought it was a great way to send off Alpha. Gamma as well. The turn is always cool to see. Love that. The zombies were looking great tonight. There was some great action at Hilltop. Peace out, Hilltop. Great place. But now we're gonna have to focus, I guess, on Alexandria and Oceanside and whatever else. So we'll see what's still left in this season. I'm really at a standstill. I'm not fully sure what's gonna go down here, but I can promise you, we have not seen the last of Beta. Is he gonna become the new Alpha? Is he gonna go 8-ship crazy? I mean, look at the way he killed that one dude when he heard his voice. He goes, "Dude, it's you." I'm like, guy, have you not learned that this guy is just bad news? You don't just go randomly talking to Beta. And Beta just turned. He didn't even give him a second. He just sliced his throat. And I'm just like, wow, this guy is a menace. He's awful. I love him. So anyway, that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed my talk, and let's get some conversation going. If you really liked tonight's episode, or if you didn't, if it's falling short, let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it a little bit and see maybe what they can do to improve. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. But other than that, I am Mike Schilling with the Z-Man Show, and I will see you guys at the next review. See ya.